Asahi Naruhaya is a former member of Team Z and a contender of Blue Lock. He was ultimately eliminated in the second selection and thus never made it to the third selection. Now I'm your host, Luffy's Prodigy, and we're going to hop into this breakdown. This is 002. However, in today's video, we are going to decipher everything there is to know about Naruhaya, even though there isn't much information to dissect, seeing as he was ultimately eliminated and in truth, he isn't actually that good. But we aren't here to cover only the best players or even the fan favorites in Blue Lock. If there is a player with a particular skill that I would like to highlight, I am going to further dissect said player and discuss further possibility of what could have been. Now, going into this breakdown, according to Naruhaya himself, speed and technique are his strongest skill, though we did not see much of it since they did not stand out. No, I'm only kidding. As mentioned, I'm only joking there. That isn't his ability. I was actually referring to Imamura there. No, to further break this down was his ability. And throughout the entire course of the first period and second period, we did not saw that weapon. What I did highlight or what I saw was his ability to run in behind or using the blind side of each defender to run in behind said defender on their weak spot when they're not able to see him. Now that is incredible movement, off the ball movement. Perhaps he does have the speed and perhaps he does have the technique, and I'm not denying that, but even if he does, it's not to the level that you saw from the other players in Blue Lock. But what I did saw being portrayed in the anime itself is his ability to run in behind. Now, this is great off-ball movement, and in the last breakdown, I've outlined Shigiri is a good package. It's not a complete package because even though he does has that burst of speed, that explosive speed, and he is able to run in behind, he doesn't do it as often, and perhaps he's not even good at doing so. While in this instance, Naruhaya is perfect at doing so. Now, if you combine that ability with Shigiri, now imagine the type of player that you would have seen in Blue Lock or even outside of Blue Lock facility. No, he was ultimately devoured by Isagi and the others, and Isagi even utilized Naruhaya for his own ability to devour him, and that was perfect. If he was in reality, I guess I'm putting this into somewhat of a theory. Well, let's say it was Shigiri would have done that. He would have scaled or even hit a different gear compared to even Isagi and the others. I'm not saying here that Shigiri is one of my favorite characters. I'm just trying to find different ways of how they could have improved. Now, once more, I am an anime only. There are some aspects that I am aware of in the manga, and I do intend to read the manga as well. Now, that ability to run behind. Speed is not necessarily everything, but it is a major factor in football. Football is advancing to the point that even your defenders has to be fast because football is playing at a pace that is so high up the pitch, and they have such a high line that's why you find out that more of the modern strikers are a bit faster. They are well rounded, but they're a bit faster, and to cope that or to match up against that, your defenders has to be agile as well. Hence the reason why Lisandro Martinez has coped so well in the Premier League. As mentioned, speed is a factor. Now, from the defense towards the attack, the ability to run in behind, that is always a good ability for every player to have. And if you have the speed to get past so many defenders, you are a force to be reckoned with. And that is essentially what I'm trying to do in this video, to essentially hide what Shigiri is missing. Naruhaya, he isn't the best of players, but that was a particular skill that I wanted to highlight in this video. Now, we've covered Naruhaya's off the ball movement. There's also another ability which is essentially cultivates into a role, which is the false nine role. Now, if you guys want to know what exactly is the false nine role, well, it is a player who appears to be a sole center forward, traditionally in a number 9 shirt, but drops deep or pulls wide, disrupting the opposition team's marking. Usually, it isn't necessarily the focal point. The team is required to play through the false nine, and he links the play by dropping deep, laying off passes, or essentially be the sole creator to create chances for the wingers or any players running in behind him. Now, this is very challenging to match or to mark as a defender, knowing that, because I think defenders love when they're able to see their opposition in their line of vision. But if that particular striker is breaking down the lines and he's dropping away from the position, he's not the focal point, there is essentially a conundrum. What that does is one of the center back is going to uh, either anticipate or wants to go ahead and to carry on and drop deep with the striker. What that does is leave space behind for through passes and they're through and go. Or if they remain in their position, he's able to drop deep. He has lots of space, no pressure on him, and that role is essentially being more important in the modern game, and that is essentially what he does in this aspect. He's not a sole number 9, he is a false 9. Now, if I should describe him as a player, there are many types of false 9 being in the modern football, but it's a lot similar to Lautaro Martinez. Doesn't have that necessarily physical build. He isn't that fast, but he isn't slow as well. And he's great in terms of off the ball movement. He's good at linking the play and dropping deep. Traditionally, a false 9. As mentioned, there is a lot of similarities in terms of those two skills. He's very similar to Lautaro Martinez, but I think Lautaro Martinez has even evolved to a point that he isn't even a false 9 anymore. Perhaps Julian Alvarez from Manchester City, but even he has a bit more to his game. He's perfect at running in behind, he has super speed, and I can't say the same about Naruhaya or even Gabriel Jesus. Those are three types of players who are similar to similar to based on his attributes I've just outlined or his skills that I've just outlined. That isn't to say that he is the complete package or he's the definition of those players. I'm just highlighting based on the ability of said player, who does he best reminds us of, and that doesn't necessarily mean that he's definitely that particular player. That particular player may have more elements to their game that Naruhaya doesn't have, or it can be on the flip side. Naruhaya may have something more to his game. I don't think it's set in stone that yes, oh, he's definitely like Gabriel Jesus. That is not what I'm saying. I'm just giving you guys an idea if you guys wish to have an idea. We didn't get to see much of Naruhaya as mentioned, and he was ultimately eliminated by the Asahi, and as a result, he's no longer present in Blue Lock based on where we're at in the anime. Going forward, we're going to see if we can have some other breakdowns. See if you guys enjoy this. Make sure to like and subscribe as always. Comment down below which other videos that you perhaps would like to see us review, or other characters rather you'd like to see us review. Trust me when I say it's not going to always be like this. We're not going to review everyone that's within the Blue Lock facility, but if there is a particular individual with a particular skill that I'm able to highlight, I am going to proceed in doing so. I'm not just going to go ahead and review Asahi and everyone else that is important to the story and have this franchise that I built be done with. I want to have fun with it, and this is me having fun with it. So hopefully you guys understand. If you guys want to see more like this, all you gotta do is to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more. This has been your boy Luffy Prodigy. I'll see you guys in the next breakdown, and see you in a bit.
Run that bait up like a track, run that bait up like a track, yeah. 40 round drunk, get on gone, ayy. Aim it off for nigga dawn, ayy. Run through his crib when there's nobody home and then take everything that he own, ayy. My niggas got got all them poles, ayy. Dirty round drum at your nose, ayy. Niggas, they don't want no beef, yeah. She wanna fuck me cause my teeth are golden. Talk all that shit, we can meet, it's over. I cannot smoke regular weed, it's OG. I'm on that kill shit, go no, ayy. Uzi clip right at your nose, ayy. Ride with the chopper, I might blow, ayy. Free X, nigga, free bro, ayy.